This 1960s World War II book predicted MAGA. Hi, I'm Carter. I'm a 27-year-old environmental scientist running for Congress in Colorado District 1. So, I've been on a bit of an old book kick recently. I think it's been really beneficial to read the words and think the thoughts of people who've never had any social media in their brains. They seem to be better at holding thoughts in their heads for a while. I think it might be harming us a bit. But this book, Armageddon, it's about a 28-year-old U.S. Army captain, Sean O'Sullivan, tasked with the administration with the occupation of Berlin. And there are two parts of this book that, when you read them, they really read like they're pretty ham-fisted satirizations of the MAGA movement if you didn't know that this book was written in 1963. So the first is a German factory owner saying that they had to become Nazis because the Germans' economic pride had been wounded. He says other people can live without pride, and then goes on to list some ethnic groups he considers to be servile enough to not need economic pride, whatever that means. And he says Hitler promised us jobs, so we had to. It was either that or let the communists take over. The guy says, we're really sorry about the camps, but it could have happened to any people, anywhere, under the same conditions. And Captain O'Sullivan replies, yeah, but it never has. We didn't learn. But the next one is really fucked up, because the next one is about the white supremacy. I'm gonna have to paraphrase a lot on this one. Pretty messed up that 1960s books had freer speech than the TikTok community standards and social media algorithms, but that's the world we live in. So the townspeople of this village want to do their traditional Germanic pagan Hinterseer festival. They want to do a big reading of this traditional German poem. They're all like, oh, it's heritage, not hate. It's not that deep, man. Then O'Sullivan pulls out the poetry book and he's like, what about the part where it says that you're Aryan supermen who must not allow others to mongrelize your race? The German official says, come on, that poet's been dead for 2 centuries. And O'Sullivan replies, yes, but Nazi ideals have been alive in the German people for 20 centuries. Go watch some conservative media. See how long it takes you to come across people justifying dictatorship because they want a privileged economic position. See how long they talk about immigration before they start justifying it based on their perceived need to keep the white race pure. That's why I'm running CD1. We need new ideas in the Democratic Party, but we need people who also know that there are some old problems that we're dealing with. And there are some good ideas people had back then that we've forgotten now.